how good is Inoue? So we're just going to analyse some of his old sparring footage, see if we can reveal some clues as to what makes this fighter so good and a pound for pound great. Right, to start with, touch of gloves. Inoue's a smaller fighter in the red shorts. Oh, and a lovely slip right hand counter. That was beautiful stuff. I'm not sure who his opponent is, but he's also very well scored. I've watched this sparring clip a couple of times. You can see Inoue getting on the jab there, backing his opponent up towards the ropes with a nice piston-like jab. Okay, so that was lovely. So we see Inoue there, defensively, slipping some shots and then coming in and underneath for a smother. He tries an uppercut, fails, and they end up in a little bit of a clinch. But this is kind of showing the multifacets of Inoue's game. Not only is he a power puncher, stopped I think 21 out of 24 opponents. He's won by TKO or KO. That's a very high percentage, one of the highest percentages of knockout ratios in boxing, especially for a smaller weight class when smaller guys aren't known for being big hitters. And it's why they call him the monster, but he's defensively sound. He's very good. And they're the type of qualities we're looking for when we're talking about pound for pound greats. So Inoue's kind of allowed himself to be backed up to the ropes here, and he's spamming uppercuts in the pocket whilst his opponent uses a frame. But his opponent's doing the right thing. He's really good. Like, he's got a nice wide base. He's tried to stick it in there, but Inoue's just literally peppered him with, let's count that. How many uppercuts he threw in that sequence there. So in the pocket, glove to glove, Inoue's gone for a nice wide base. His opponent comes in for the body shot, which is correct, but Inoue covers up nicely. And then he 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 uppercuts from the same side, 7. So he's uppercutting and coming over the top, and it's just Inoue. He's creative. He's just spamming the same combination over and over again. Then he unloads a bit more, and the opponent basically is in a hornet's nest there. He's getting hit from a few different angles from both sides, and decides I'm going to get back out and then step back off. That just shows that Inoue's allowing himself to be put on the ropes, going into the pocket, and my man just has to back up and give up the space because he's like, nah, I'm not having any success here. So Inoue's kind of prodding his way forward and then uses a lovely hand control before going back to glove and seemingly allowing his opponent to get in the pocket and back him up. So this is showing that Inoue's good at range. He can slip and rip from range. He's good off his jab, but then he's happy in the pocket as well. So tactically, you're thinking, well, where does an opponent beat him and make him uncomfortable? It's like in this one round of sparring, Inoue goes for about 3 different styles. He's boxing at range, working off of his jab. He's in the pocket, throwing uppercuts and hooks over the top. His pattern his shot is his left body shot, and we don't see it too often in this round. He doesn't hit it necessarily with a lot of frequency, but it's super effective when he lands it. Jab 1, 2 there. 1, 2, 3. So now he's peppering from that outside. His left hook is lovely. He turns over on it. I mean, this is 100% sparring really. If someone gets knocked out, it's kind of a you problem, not a me problem, I think. There's a bit of intent behind some of these punches, but Japanese fighters in both boxing and kickboxing, they spar hard. They're kind of known for it in their culture. And then he's showing us a bit of footwork there. He loves that lead right hand. He just pokes it out there to maintain his distance, and it's really, really good stuff. Back on his jab. Sometimes he reminds me of Julio Cesar Chavez Senior, not Junior. Like the way he boxes in the pocket and the way he frames. Other times he kind of reminds me of a Duran. And then other times, that right uppercut into left hook is absolutely lethal. That was like almost Canelo-esque, just riding the shots on the ropes. Lovely little sequence there. Let's slow that down. So defensively, he's on the ropes, and rather than just shelling up and taking the shots, we see him actively defend, which means he's not just gloving up high guard. he's rolling with the punches. So I'm not sure what he does there. He backs himself up onto the ropes with a low lead hand. Both hands low, comes up to a high guard, shields a jab, comes low, dips his head in to smother the range. The opponent's coming in with the hooks, he dips an uppercut, slides back out the way, the opponent readjusts his shot, he catches the hook with the arm, and then he shoulder rolls and turns the cheek with the right hand and pivots off before the fella can follow up with another right hand or left hook. Super slick stuff. So now we're going to take a look at another sparring round with, I'm not sure who this fella is. Apparently he's a good Korean fighter. We're only going to watch it for a couple of minutes. And it's a different style we see from Inoue. I think this is a more recent sparring clip. And we're seeing Inoue just go on the front foot and be very aggressive. Inoue again in the red shorts. And he lands that patented left hook to the body a few times in this one. It's really good. He's stiff on his jab here and he's looking to be in and out of his footwork. He's opted for a low lead hand or a high split guard with his hands extended. Bit of a different style from what we saw in the previous round of sparring. And there was just a lovely slide back into a jab. You know, Inoue works well off both hands. He's dangerous off both sides. So even though he's an orthodox fighter, he has a brilliant left hook, which makes it hard for the opponent to move laterally because they can walk into a left hook, or if they turn move to their left, they're going to get into the right hand. And often when you're fighting a good right-handed fighter, you want to move away from the power punch, but then you're going to be walking straight into his left hook or his left body shot. So yeah, he presents a big problem there. Duran was very similar, heavy-handed with both punches, and that makes it much more difficult for a fighter to know when to move or which way to move to be safe. I knew he's just picking this guy to pieces on the outside. And again, he's looking to kind of slide back and counter, which is slightly different to what we saw in the other round. He's a tactician, and he has the ability to adjust, and that's what makes him really, really dangerous. Not only does he punch hard with both hands, not only is he defensively sound, but he can punch well off the back foot and the front foot. He can counter and he can pressure. He's a very complete fighter. He's just backing this guy up onto the ropes. The guy comes in for a series of body shots. Glove to glove. Inoue just sliding back out of the way, and his shot selection is beautiful. Here he's just happy to cover up, take shots on the gloves, take a little look, almost baiting the guy in, and the guy's half thinking, I don't even want to hit you because I'm scared of what's going to come back. That's a problem. Mike Tyson used to do it to opponents. He used to make them so worried about throwing a shot because he was so good at slipping and ripping to the head and body that guys just end up becoming a punch bag. They're just shelling up in fear of what's coming back their way. And that's when you basically know you've beaten a fighter. And Mike Tyson would get on fighters and do that early. There's the left hook to the body, drop the opponent. That was, yeah, let's have a look at that again. How did he set that one up? That's his best punch. One of my favourite punches is a liver shot, and Inoue sets that up a peach. So he's backing the guy up, the guy's shelling up. He comes with a small left uppercut that just stands the guy up. That's the thing with the uppercut will stand the guy up and sets that body shot up perfectly. He's backing the guy in his corner, misses overhand. So it's like an overhand right that misses. And I think there was a double impact there because he hit him twice, and one weirdly with the opposite hand. So he catches him with a clean. He misses the overhand, uses that to get the rotation into the left hook to the body there, or just sneaks that in. Guy comes forward, and then the position of his body walks him onto a liver shot, but this time the Inoue's throwing a right hook to the body. So that was an awkward one, but yeah, he took the wind out of the fella. He's going to have to take a breather there. They're not going to let him get away with it that easy. He's got to come back in for more. He's got to finish them rounds. Inoue needs work. So let's just skip it back. So they're back into the round now. Inoue working his jab. Tap, tap, uppercut. Again, a lot of his shots, they don't seem like there's much on it. he picks his hard shot, slides back. The guy's coming on a bit strong now. He's been dropped now, so what's the worst that can happen? He's trying to overwhelm Inoue a bit on the ropes and give him some work. But Inoue's just, he's too good. You can't do anything to back Inoue up and make him really respect him. Comes down with a body shot again there. Again, that clearly hurt the Korean fighter because he took a little step off. Working the jab. Just prodding and stabbing at him. Now it feels like Inoue's working at 50% just to get the work in. And he's kind of like just carrying the guy now because he's basically giving him an 8 count. And in sparring, there's no good if your opponent can't carry on. It's like, what's that expression? Don't break your toys. You break all your sparring partners and you can't get any training in. And Inoue there with a little shoe shine into body shot, which looks like it hurt the man, and he just slips over on the floor. So we'll finish that there. I think that is some very high level sparring. I've obviously gone over everything in the video, why Inoue's so good. He's defensively sound. He can fight on the back and front foot. He can pressure fight and he can counter fight. And he's got dynamite in his hands, both sides. That is a very, very hard man to beat. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a like and subscribe. Let me know what you think in the comments. Pro Striking out. I'll catch you later.